Hi guys, I welcome you back once more to my YouTube channel Dennis Odingo. Feel free to subscribe. You can like any of our videos or you can leave us your comment down there below. So basically, today discussing about the ban on Huawei by Google. What does the ban mean? What is Google? What is Huawei? What is Android? All these we are going to explain to you in great details and depth. I've done thorough research on this, and it has taken me about 3 days, burning the midnight oil, listening to interviews, opening pages, perusing pages here and there, and I have full information as it is. Let's start right now. What is Huawei? Huawei is a Chinese telecommunication multinational company headquartered in Shenzhen, Guangdong, China. Is the world's largest manufacturer of telecommunication equipment and the world's second largest manufacturer of smartphones, just behind Samsung. Actually, Huawei overtook Apple last year 2018 as the second largest manufacturer of smartphones in the world. It overtook Ericsson way back in 2012 as the world's largest manufacturer of telecommunication equipment way back in the year 2012. So Huawei is not just any other ordinary company, but a global company. So then what is Google? Google is an American company that specializes in internet services. Google is the company that supplies Huawei with Android operating system. That now brings us now to what is Android. Android is the software that a smartphone uses to operate. So by Google banning Huawei, it simply means Google will not sell Android services to Huawei. And that basically means Huawei phones will not operate because Android for a smartphone is like the engine. Therefore, Huawei can make their phones, but they will not operate because they lack Android. So Huawei, with this realization, said they are going to open source. What is open sourcing? Open source simply means Huawei is not going to get Google directly, is not going to get Android directly from Google, but it's going to get it from a third party. And you know, when it gets it from a third party, it's going to lack some basic components like the Google services. It's not going to have the YouTube, the Chrome, and all those search engines provided by Google. So it basically means any phone that Huawei is going to make from now henceforth is just going to be a shell. It's going to be useless unless you are in China. Because China, they have their own version of Google, of YouTube, Chrome, and the rest, all those services provided by Google. In China, they have their own version, which we shall discuss later in our next video. So let's go back to the genesis. How did this thing start? It never started yesterday or today, but about 10 years ago. In the year 2007, United States of America made some restrictions on Iran. And one of the restrictions was that any of its trading partners should not deal directly with any Iranian company. United States claims that the founder of Huawei, Ren Zhengfei, actually dealt directly with Iranian companies contrary to their ban. And they also alleges that Ren Zhengfei even went further and misled the FBI investigation that were doing the investigation. He lied to them that he never made any contacts or any trade negotiation with these Iranian companies. Then in the year 2012, after all this tussle and buckle, the US House of Intelligence did some thorough investigation for about 11 months and came up with a report that suggested that Huawei should be banned. It should not trade, there should be no trade between any US company and Huawei, because Huawei had not only become a threat to the US as a nation, but it was being used as a spy by the Chinese government to spy on other countries. So that's led to the Trump administration banning any trade with Huawei. And that's basically, Google has no beef with Huawei. They are just following the executive order by the Trump administration not to trade with Huawei. So, in a nutshell, the whole debacle just means that now Huawei, if you are not in China, Huawei phones are going to be useless. Because a phone without a YouTube, a phone without Google Play Store, a phone without Google Maps, and all these Google search engines is no phone, unless you are in China. So it basically means Huawei must find a way out. And in their defense, Huawei says they're going to open source. What is open sourcing? Open sourcing simply means Huawei is going to get Android services through a third party, not directly from Google. But the one that they're going to get from the third party lacks some basic components, like the Google Play Store and other such products provided by Google services. So it's basically going to be a phone with an Android system that is not operational. So guys, let's dig a little bit deep and look at the 5G. What is 5G? 5G is just a system that updates the 4G in terms of speed and response. For example, if you are downloading, for example, a 2-hour movie in your 3G smartphone, it will take you about 26 hours to download the 2-hour movie. On a 4G, it will takes you 6 minutes. And on a 5G, it will take you 3.6 seconds to download that movie. That's in terms of speed. Then if we go now to response, on a 4G, when you touch your smartphone on a 4G, for it to respond, it will respond in the 0.045 of a second. On a 5G, when you touch your phone, it will respond on a 0.001 of a second. So it basically means that a 5G will if you touch your 5G phone, is faster than a 4G. So the issue of 5G is also a tussle of war between China and the United States of America. The 5G is being rolled majorly by Huawei. And with all these talks of Huawei spying on behalf of the Chinese government, Huawei now leading this 5G again is going to complicate things for the United States of America. And now let's now look on how companies in China operate and why US is very much worried about Huawei operating the 5G. In China, every individual and organization, you are mandated to help in the efforts of intelligence gathering. And any company or any organization in China, you must have a committee of the Communist Party in your company. So basically, an individual in China or an organization in China, you are not a free element. You are controlled by the government. What you do is being controlled by the government. You are not independent-minded in China. It's the government that controls what you do and how you live. So by Huawei rolling out the 5G on an American soil, it was going to put the security of the United States at a risk. There is also an allegation by the United States of government that Huawei has been sharing some information with the Chinese government. So when the United States of America confronted Huawei and told them to explain to them what kind of information they have been sharing with the Chinese government, Huawei could not explain. That led to the ban. So what does this ban means now to you and me? Or you, a Huawei phone holder, or anybody planning to buy a Huawei phone? It simply means this. First, it means that if you currently have a Huawei phone, you cannot update it. If it runs on Android 7.0, it will remain there forever unless something happens. It also means that when you are planning to buy a Huawei phone in future, the phone will not have YouTube, it will not have Google Play Store, and other such services provided by Google, like Google Maps, Chrome, and such like stuff. So it means the phone is going to be a fake phone. It's not going to serve you unless you are in China. So for today, gentlemen and ladies, let's just stop at that. In my next video, I'm going to explain in details what 5G is. Thank you guys for now.